Henry VIII was king for more than 37 years. During these years, his confidence grew as the uncertainties and flexibilities of youth faded, leaving him to become a great but ruthless king. However, it was not just Henry's appearance that grew over the years. His physical appearance changed drastically during his reign. When Henry came to power aged 17, he was described as extremely handsome and to have considerably physical attributes. But, as the time passed and events occurred, Henry developed into a somewhat less aesthetically pleasing man who lost his admirable physique and was even said to have repulsed many of those who saw him. Henry's character is an aspect that is known to be widely disagreed on. However, it is generally accepted that Henry was fundamentally strong. He is thought to have been determined, self-assured, politically well-adverse, and to have the intellectual ability required. This allowed Henry to successfully rule his kingdom and his subjects. However, some argue against this and claim that Henry VIII was indecisive, lacked confidence, and his actions were guided more by his ministers, Wolsey, than his own actions. Despite some debate over the strength of his personality, it is undeniable that his sporting prowess was incredibly formidable and near unmatched. He had a great love of hunting on horseback, playing tennis and jousting, and it was documented that he was frighteningly good at all of them. Despite a constant doubt that the monarch will have been allowed to win by his opponents, it is thought that Henry VIII was amongst the best in the land. However, it was Henry's love of both sport and food, of which he ate an unbelievable amount and bought in huge quantities, that led to the transformation between the handsome teenager that came to power and the grotesque monarch who drew his last breath. During a jousting tournament at Greenwich Palace on the 24th of January 1536, the then 44-year-old Henry VIII was thrown from his fully armoured horse, but then proceeded to fall upon him and crushed the king. Despite recovering after 2 hours of unconsciousness, Henry suffered an injury to his leg which would plague him for the rest of his life, and was also thought to have suffered from undetected brain damage. As well as contributing to his growing obesity in the later years of his life, this is also believed to have led the once sporty and generous king to become cruel and tyrannical. However, it was not just Henry's sporting abilities that separated him from the average human. He is also believed to have been extremely intelligent, and by himself more than most. He was said to be able to think around complicated problems. His intellectual abilities are mentioned frequently across history. It is also apparent that it was difficult to hide the truth from a mind as outstanding as Henry's. However, as with any monarch, there is the belief that his abilities may have been exaggerated in order to please him.
Your drink, my lord. You're so smart, my lord.
Especially considering the possible consequences of upsetting a monarch as feared and powerful as Henry VIII. They believed they had to compliment him in order to feel safe. Henry was known for ruthlessly executing people. Overall, Henry was an interesting king, whose change from a handsome, physically able man to a grotesque, tyrannical monarch meant he was one of the most well-known, famous kings in Britain's history.